not signing onto Akon's label is his best decision. Arnold Asamoah Baidoo is speaking. Now, Arnold Asamoah Baidoo says Sarkodie's decision not to sign Akon's Convict is one of the most significant decisions of his career. This is according to him. Now, the comments came at the back of an interview. Shatta Wale said that rapper Sarkodie failed to take advantage of his relationship with record producer Akon to boost his career. Sarkodie not signing onto Akon's label is the best decision. Speaking on Peace FM's entertainment news review show, Arnold explained that Akon's label has recently failed to project any signee. Tell me who you know from Akon's label. Signees include OJ Buderti, DeMarco, Money J, Ya Boy, Omega, amongst others. I'm super gratified with where Sarkodie independently has moved his career to where he is, he added. Independently, see where Sarkodie has moved his career from here to that international pedestal, Arnold stated. Arnold further stated that Shatta Wale is nowhere close to Sarkodie's international significance. He, Shatta, cannot match Sarkodie's international presence. It is a fact. How was he able to leverage on Beyonce's collaboration? Since 2019, the likes of Burna Boy has gone on to win Grammy and playing on big stadia. Why is Wale not comparing himself to Burna Boy? He quizzed. Okay. That's a question asked by Arnold. Robert, let me start with you. Do you agree with what Arnold said on Sarkodie, please?
I think there's something. I'm not too sure. Something.
Please,
is
you
off.
have to speak
Something
up.
is off for me. So, is it possible to get Arnold to speak? You know, because usually when Arnold is saying stuff, I believe that he's got reasons.
Yeah, it's
for saying
possible
what
to
he's
get
saying.
Arnold to speak, right?
So if it's possible, because for me there's something that is off, and we've seen
What is that something?
like the references he made in terms of people that have been projected by Akon. Yeah, it's the numbers are there clearly, and it's not hard to find. And you know, Lady Gaga, what's the name? Is it T-Pain, sorry. And then what do you call it? Is done.
DeMarco.
Yeah, you know, like it's there. You don't have to hustle to find it. So I'm just wondering. I have to be sure this is really him. A part of me doesn't want to believe that
he skewed it to, he said, recent times. And that alone even defeats his
exactly,
purpose.
because Sarkodie, it was then.
So even Sarkodie was way before Gaga.
So it was then.
No.
Yeah.
Sure. No.
At least Sarkodie has been long.
Gaga.
No. I mean,
Let's
No,
go.
it was around the time. It was around the time.
Around the same time.
but all I'm trying to say is that we are not discussing.
Gaga was huge.
Yeah, but we are not discussing.
Face was out
Even
before
before.
Sarkodie.
We are not discussing Akon today. We're discussing Akon then. Exactly, and Sarkodie. It was around that time.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that there's something off. So let's just be sure, because I don't want us to. I mean, you know, yeah. I know they do research, so I just want to be sure. You know, otherwise, then the conversation goes in a particular.
But you can still, go with, because I disagree with him based on the fact that at the time Sarkodie had not shot up yet, you know, and Akon had come in to do whatever. And plus, Akon recently, there's a video I chanced on at the time and said Sarkodie wasn't ready mentally at the time. You know, he didn't understand what the business, whatever. I'm sure whatever he can explain further himself. But at the time, Akon was on fire. So if he had touched Sarkodie,
maybe.
Yeah. But if what Arnold says or was saying was in response to what, because if you go there, they quoted Shatta Wale as well. So I'm sure, I don't know, maybe he's just defending Sarkodie in that light, because Shatta said ABC about Sark. You understand? but again, you can still defend Sarkodie and not say all the things that you have said, because Akon is, even till today, is a force to reckon with.
Yep. So
if they want to do, Convict want to do your music. You know, if they want to do it.
And because the two of you are in labels and stuff like that, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think for me there are about five or six things that will stand out if you want to be able to work with a label. So I'm looking at something I'm just analyzing the situation. So first of all, who is Akon? Well connected.
Label executive.
You know, well connected. He came out
himself.
on his own as a person. The guy came out 2004. Then, you know, it was already, then in no time, it was topping charts on like 4 continents. Then 2006 he released another album, and then like what? In 6 weeks, the guy was already selling millions. 7 weeks, he was getting platinum. 16 weeks, he was getting double platinum. He was going on and on. So the guy, huge, big. And then continued, so many things happening to him. So it was very huge, connected one. Over 300 people that he's done songs like featured on, and he's writing songs, produced. So he's well connected when it comes to industry affairs. So no two ways. The guy is a plug. He can pick up phone and call people that matter. So that is one on him. Then you go to the business side, because evidently you want to evaluate the business that you're dealing with. Now, there are two companies that he formed. Con Live, which is a distribution company, and then Convict Music. Now, when it comes to Con Live, he did it with Jimmy Lovene, who is the owner of Interscope.
Jimmy,
now, serious guy. Now, the parent company of this company, if you go and check, is Universal Music Group. And we all know the three giants, Universal, Sony, and Warner. So his company, Con Live, is connected. Then when you go to the other company, Convict Music, which signs like a record label, signing up people and stuff like that. At the end of the day, when you check the parent company, it is Sony Music. So Akon had two companies strategically positioned, dealing with two of the top three giants in the industry. So the guy is well connected, and obviously from this particular architecture, you can clearly tell that that's a company that you want to do stuff with. And then the track record itself shows that from Lady Gaga to T-Pain and co, he's done tremendous stuff. So, then let's even come to Africa. I think Akon signed Two-Face. He signed, P Square, and then he also signed, what's the name, Wizkid.
He did, huh?
Yeah. So he worked with EME. That's what's the name? Banky W's.
Yeah, Banky.
So because in 2012 they had a deal that where they said we're going to put Wizkid globally, like they were going to record and produce him and make him big, huge, now, and they did it. Fast forward, so again, check this out, because that particular label, Convict Music, is connected to Sony Music. Little wonder that at the end of the day, you see, what's the name? Wizkid signed to Sony, and it's a multi-million deal that he's doing. So the points are there. So maybe the reason why you can say Sarkodie didn't sign could be the terms of the contract itself, your personal vision, or maybe if you look at the terms, maybe the conditions were not favorable, or you didn't understand. I don't know. But I can't speak to.
At a point in time, I think it was revealed that there wasn't anything like signing.
It was just an endorsement.
It was an endorsement.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that
I've chanced on a video where Akon is saying, maybe it goes to buttress your point, that Sarkodie did not understand, like wasn't ready mentally, because it was a huge task. It's not just like getting on board. You need to understand the rudiments,
dynamics,
exactly in what you're getting yourself into. And I'm sure maybe at the time, it wasn't clear. The clarity wasn't there for them, so they didn't opt for it.
I mean, my disappointment was, what's this guy? Was he Canadian? Cardinal Official.
Cardinal Official, yeah. It's actually is the vice president of A&R for Universal.
Oh,
now,
Cardinal, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So Cardinal Official, I mean, at a point he was coming and coming and coming. As a rapper,
also signed to Akon's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because Cardinal was Akon's boy, and yes, he was all over on television.
So dangerous.
Yeah. Akon featured for him on that. It was a huge song. Cardinal even went on to do a Tidy Side or something like that, another big jam. And then the song, his songs kept coming and coming and coming. At a point, that's it. So somehow, I agree with. Arnold.
Oh, no. You see, there has to be a reason why there was this rapper.
But no, you agree with him based on what?
Yeah, saying that he couldn't have helped.
Yes.
No,
he couldn't have helped. That's what I'm saying. Like the points are there clearly that you can see that if you connect, success, to a certain extent was guaranteed. But what I'm saying is that ultimately, it comes down to what the terms of the contract actually says, and whether Sarkodie himself wanted to jump on it. Or not. So those
hold it. So Senegal, Akon mentioned something that you remember. I'm reading from Pulse.com. This was in February This was posted on February 25, 2022. Says Akon has disclosed that his record label Convict Music signed Ghanaian rapper Sarkodie in real life Michael Osuado. But according to him, the partnership was unsuccessful since things were different in Africa or African music at the time, and the artist Sarkodie wanted to go in another direction. So it looks like Sarkodie knew what he wanted, and so couldn't really align with the other direction.
So that's what I'm saying. That for me, it's about the contract itself. Because I mean, I have a particular contract. I have my own vision. Two things: are they marrying? Are they working together? Or they are going different ways? If at the end of the day my vision is going to X and you're asking me to go to Y, I may probably opt out.
Let me continue reading. These are quite interesting. Akon said, my brother Babs actually was dealing with him on a day-to-day basis, but at the time it was one of those situations where you sign African artists, you really didn't have full control over them. Akon noted that because they didn't have full control of Sarkodie's activities, they couldn't connect with him very well. It was a piece of paper, so it would be up to the artist to say, okay, we have a contract, let's honor it. He added. Akon disclosed that his team had plans to make Sark bigger and he could have been a global artist then had he followed the plan, admitting this is an arguable statement. Now, this is his quote. We had plans to make him so much bigger, but I think at the time his agenda was more focusing on Ghana, which worked for him. And I think that it was a plan that worked. Well, Akon continued his narration on Paul's Kali J space. I think that was when he spoke with Kali J. I met with Kali J. Yeah.
You know, so clearly maybe at the time Sarkodie realized that he had not really solidified his grounds here. And you can't blame him for that.
You got homework first.
Yes, you know, so I'm sure that's, and hey, he goes to help him. But today, if he decides to say, I want to sign on to any label, it will take him to the next level. Yeah. You know, and clearly we are seeing, I mean, likes of others who are doing good. I mean, just this week, Kitty is on the Billboard charts with 2 songs. Mavado's song, Blessed, and I think number 2 on the Billboard. And then number 6, Touch It, re-entering the charts. And these are stuff that, you know, on that level, these people can get you. You know, and it's regular for them. It's not like spontaneous, like occasional you come and go. But it's something that when you follow the script, you get, you know. So, hey, I mean, it depends. I mean, what you're looking at and where your direction, again, like Robert said.
So that's why I'm finding it a bit difficult to understand why Arnold would say emphatically, clearly that it's the best decision
Again, he was speaking in context.
Yes.
He was speaking of the Shatta Wale thing. Yeah. That's all. He was just doing PR for Sarkodie.
And even he went ahead to say between...
Yeah, because go back and read the first paragraph. It says on the back heel of what Shatta had said, that what Sarkodie should have taken advantage of Akon's whatever to be bigger. So then he went on to ask him, what did you do with your Beyonce thing? I'm sure that's
that one I get. That one I get. There are questions that you should ask. That's fine, because if you're talking about somebody taking advantage of somebody, take advantage of situations that can advance your career, and that's fine. It's fair to be able to ask in all of that field. But to say that a particular decision that somebody made not to sign,
I get you.
Because if you look at all the pluses, you go like, why wouldn't you want to sign? So then, and there's a particular part that says that if it is true that he didn't sign, then he thinks that it's a best decision that he's done. So it means that he himself, you know, there's a little caveat in there. So then, on what basis? That's why I thought it was necessary to have him to, you know, speak to it. But Charlie,
Martinez, you've been quiet.
Yeah, so he even went ahead to say Sark is bigger than Shatta. Meanwhile, Shatta also came to the scene before him. So that was in defense, because Shatta was trying to make a point like Sark had opportunity but didn't realize it. He failed to use it or utilize it. And so Arnold came in defense on behalf of Sark. But for me, I think one of the key points Akon noted is the fact that Sark wasn't mentally strong at that time. And I think he was young by then.
Ready for the not his mind. He wasn't ready for the journey he was about to take. And clearly, when you listen to the story, what he's trying to say is at the time the focus wasn't
Yes,
out there, was here. But when you say mentally strong,
It's something different.
Is it
Yeah, because I read it.
Is it
I
the,
think
the word strong?
Yes, I think mentally fit. Yeah.
no,
The-
mentally
the-
prepared.
Good, mentally prepared.
Yeah,
sorry.
so it's different from
Yes.
mentally fit and
So-
mentally strong.
So he wasn't mentally prepared.
Yes.
Because he was
For
new
that
in,
journey.
Yes, he was new in the game, and when you listen to Akon, you could tell how he was poised to make Sarkodie a global hit. I don't know if now Sarkodie has regretted for not taking that offer, or he's not. Again, Sark was also signed to Danku's Entertainment. Could it be that Dr. Duncan also didn't encourage him or motivate him to sign the deal? Or probably it was his explanation or his education he gave Sark that made Sarkodie oppose that deal or actually decide not to sign onto that deal. Because from the day I saw the story, I've been wondering, because Sark was also signed to Danku's, and we know labels can work together. I mean, being signed onto a local label, an international label as well. So I was wondering why, at that time, if any good deal should come out, because he was big at that time. I mean, with his creativity, his style and everything, definitely Akon coming on board, to me, I think it was normal, because looking at what he was doing, big labels will come on board. But is it that Dr. Danku's Entertainment, actually advised him not to sign because probably the deal wouldn't help him? It was like maybe giving much to him when he wasn't ready for that. For me, I feel Sark should also come and explain some of these things because...
Come and explain what.
Yeah, because...
This is what Akon stated clearly, that it was Babs who was dealing with him on the daily.
Yeah,
what has that got to do with
But
this?
the artist in question is Sarkodie. And I think the conversation for some time now about him has taken a direction to make it look like he had opportunity and didn't grab it. And so that is where Shatawale was coming from. And Arnold also came in defense that it's not so, maybe due to one or two. And he feels the decision he took is best. That's what I'm saying, that in all of this, if maybe Sark or his team get the opportunity to throw more light and explain those having the mindset that Sarkodie had an opportunity to be global artist, I mean, to reach a certain height, and he didn't take it, it will help. Because that, Arnold has realized that is the duration of the conversation, so he needed to come in and then support, to make it look like, hey, Sarkodie didn't see any opportunity and just let go, but rather it was something positive he decided to do for himself. So for me, I believe that this statement from Arnold, I mean, what he was trying to say or what he said is actually in defense of Sarkodie. But to say it's the best deal in real sense, I mean, looking at the likes of T-Pain, Lady Gaga, Cardinal officials you mentioned, Sarkodie would have also been there by now. I mean, that's global stage or level. Although he's done well as indie label, he's really done well. But for he's also regretted.
Ria?
For me, when you were talking, I am glad that you said Akon actually also buttressed the point that Sarkodie was looking at a different direction. So when this whole conversation came up, I said, okay, probably Sarkodie had a whole different vision for his career than what Akon had for him. That's why this whole collaboration didn't work. I mean, it worked for Wizkid, it worked for other people in Africa, but unfortunately Sarkodie didn't heed to that, partnership. So hey,